Hello, Midnight Charlie Man, Patrick here. Okay, I have been meaning to do this for a while. This is the post-concert review, if you like. This is after the Guns N' Roses gig on the 27th of November. It's not the 27th of November, it's the 16th of December today, 16th of December 2022. And I had been meaning to do this video before this. I had been meaning to do it before this. So much happened, just busy with things, and I thought, I gotta do it. Where do I start? Okay, so a few days prior to the concert, a few days prior to Guns N' Roses, in 2017, when G and I came to Australia, to Sydney, we took, it was Michelle and Mum, we took my mum with us, and so this time we bought tickets, which was bought for Mum and from Mum as well. Mum gets very tired at gigs, she gets very tired, and she doesn't know all the Guns N' Roses songs, and that's another thing. Okay, Mum did have a good time. Mum's not so familiar with every single Guns N' Roses song. Mum had a good time. In the days after the concert, she was relating to me on the phone. She said that she had a very good time and she thought it was a very good concert. Apart from the fact that she wasn't doing too well handling the rain, but she had a plastic poncho on, as did Michelle. Oh, in regard to drinking, I do not drink at international gigs anymore. I don't drink. First of all, I'm not going to line up in a queue of 25 people and pay $15 for a beer, and then 45 minutes later go to the toilet and there's 20 other people in the queue. No thanks. Pub gigs, totally different story. We went, and also we got there really early, so I didn't have to panic. I don't like queues. And for instance, if I were going to see a movie, I like to be in the cinema about 25 minutes before the movie starts. I don't like queues, don't like being late for things. And so we got there, relaxed, went in, and what happened was in our section, so ANZ Stadium, which doesn't have a roof, and it was raining. It was light rain to heavy rain for the entire event. It doesn't help that ANZ Stadium doesn't have a roof. Anyway, so our section was. So the stage was there, diagonal, about 35 metres from the stage, about that. So the stage is over there. We're here, and there's a pathway here for people coming in, and then the main other section is there. So we had a really good view, about 4 rows back, which was four rows back, which was great. It was great. And over the last few months, semi-regularly, I've just been checking out live clips of Guns N' Roses online. I watched a clip from Prague and Ireland, and some venues in the States. A clip or two here and there. I was curious, and I don't want to see too much because we're going to see Guns N' Roses Perth, the Perth gig. I watched a couple of clips from it, and there was a few complaints. They said, oh, I wouldn't imagine that Slash would stuff up a solo to a Strange. Well, he didn't stuff up a solo to a Strange. He didn't. But Slash never does everything exactly the same way because he varies. He'll mix it up a bit, he'll change it up a bit. So it wasn't a mistake. He didn't make a mistake. He didn't make a mistake with the solo. He was just changing it up. Some fans expect people to do it exactly the same way, do it exactly the same way, exactly the same way, exactly the same way, exactly the same way. And Strange sounded good, and but I watched the footage. The thing is, it sounded okay. Now I would have said before the gig, I was saying, yeah, Axl doesn't have his voice anymore. Axl, he's not so great anymore. He's not 25 anymore. But before the girls, I had watched those video clips live from YouTube, and YouTube compression is very deceiving. So what happened was, yes, they were on late. Okay, because there was lightning and all that. And what happened was they were meant to go on, and the promoter came out. The promoter came on the mic. He said, "Guns N' Roses are here. They want to go on stage. They want to play for you. But there's lightning. I'm concerned about lightning. So let's just wait 15 minutes for the lightning to pass. Guns N' Roses are here. They want to see you. They want to go on." And then everyone started booing. He's like, "Sydney, this is for your safety." And 10 minutes later, literally 10 minutes later, they came on. I was initially neutral, but on the day I was very excited on the day. And then once I got to the arena, I was quite excited. I was excited. And when they came out, Slash had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre singing like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Axel came out in a Mad Max t-shirt. I was like, oh. And Michelle said, that's because it took her a while to notice a bit. Took her a while. And Michelle said, that's just for you, Pat. That's just for you. And Axel adorned. He was wearing a variety of Australian t-shirts throughout the night. He wore a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which was a bit of a shout out to Angry Anderson. I was like, oh yeah, it's like, hi mate, how you going? And hi mate. And the yellow kangaroo, the triangle, green and gold yellow kangaroo. And he wore that, and he wore Vegemite. I can't stand Vegemite, but he wore Vegemite. He was embracing. He was doing Australian patriotism, and Slash or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Slash was phenomenal. It was an incredible concert, and there was a few people afterwards who did whinge about it on YouTube, and there's a few people who were having a bit of a whinge about it on Facebook as well, and I don't know what realm they were in, don't know what alternative, maybe they were in an alternative universe, maybe they went to see a different gig that day, and they said, Axel, maybe he was just having a bad day, wasn't having a great day, Slash wasn't having a good day, concert was terrible. I'm like, are we talking about the same gig? Are we talking about the same concert? Because Slash was incredible. Axel, you know what? He still got it. And he was using different ranges of his voice. He was using different ranges, different voices. And he was very charismatic. I thought he was very charismatic throughout the evening and tonight. He was charismatic. I was like, he still got it. He still got it. And he still got it. And they looked healthier too, because we saw them in 2017, and they look healthier this time, look happier. And Slash, oh my gosh, I could watch Slash all day. Michelle could watch Slash all day. This is watching Slash, and excellent. And Duff was very focused. I tell that he, okay, so I can tell that he has humour, because Duff can be funny. He's very serious. He's very focused, which is a good thing. It's a great thing. But he's very focused. He held it all together. Duff was focused, and he was very focused. Was very, and Richard. Look. Richard Ford, he ain't so bad. Richard Ford is not so. I've never been able to get used to his style. I mean, his dress sense is rock and roll. I love his dress sense, but his actual style with the guitar, I've never quite gotten used to. But I suppose he ain't so bad. I suppose he's actually pretty good. I suppose it ain't so bad. Frank Ferreira. Who's Frank Ferreira? Who? As Michelle said, look, he can hit those drums hard. He can hit them hard. That's about it. It should be Matt Sorum. It should be Stephen Adler. We won't even go there. I'm not even going to go there. I like Matt Sorum. We're not going to go there. And Dizzy Reed, because I've seen Dizzy Reed, went to Frankie's Pizza, R.I.P. Frankie's Pizza. Dizzy Reed went to Frankie's Pizza a few years ago. Dizzy Reed was very good at Frankie's Pizza. Very good. Interesting man, interesting. He was good. And Melissa's on keyboards. And she was, she was alright. She's good. She's alright. Slash is so versatile. He just does whatever he wants and it sounds good. And so he didn't make a mistake in Perth for the Perth concert. He was just doing some things differently. But even Absurd, the new song, I don't like Absurd. I think it's a terrible song. But I actually enjoyed it on the day. Live, I enjoyed it. And they did Coma. And I was like, Michelle, like, they never do this. They're doing Coma. And it turns out on the tour they have been doing Coma. And I actually enjoyed Live and Let Die. I enjoyed Knocking on Heaven's Door. All the songs from the Illusion albums, which I don't enjoy anymore. I was wondering about the battery then. The songs from the Illusion albums I don't enjoy anymore. Live was a different story. enjoyed them greatly. And when people record concert and when they upload it to YouTube, what happens is YouTube compresses it and it warps it, and it distorts it. And so now I've got the perspective, because a couple of days later when people are uploading clips from the Sydney concert, right, and so I watched the clip. Now, if I had not have attended the Sydney gig on the 27th, the other Sunday, right, if I had not have attended and just watched the clips that were uploaded to YouTube of the Sydney gig, I would have said Axel doesn't have it anymore, because I watched the clips and pretty much almost totally different from what I experienced. Actually being there in person was a totally different experience. It was incredible and it sounded fantastic. I thought it sounded fantastic. And so now I've got my comparison now. I've got that comparison, which is very important to have. Axel, he spoke to the crowd a bit and he seemed in very good spirits. Watching Slash's fingers. Oh, watching his fingers. Michelle's watching his fingers. I greatly liked all of Axel's wardrobe changes. The black shiny coat and his other coats, and I was a little disappointed he didn't wear his hats, because he wasn't having any hats, and his hair's short now. And beautiful, he sat there, whilst when they did November Rain, rained whilst they did November Rain. As I want to say, 2 songs before November Rain, it was pouring down, and Mum and Michelle had ponchos. I braved the rain, I braved it, but yeah, and I ended up just totally drenched. Not so much fun when you stand up and move. Couple of songs before November Rain, right? It was raining down heavily, and I said to Michelle said, you should bring the piano, they should bring the piano, they should bring the piano out. And then a few songs later, it was a light rain, and I did November Rain. And it is very good when that piano comes out. And every time Axel's at the piano, I do think of Elton John. Look, the night was terrific. The concert was terrific. Everyone sounded great. Axel's voice is in very good form, and they're all focused yet having fun. Come on. And Axel and Slash they just look good on stage together, just like Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. They had the video screens up on this side, they had the video screen up on that side, and it was just a very enjoyable. And I was ready to, and if it had not have been, I would have been ready to say, yeah, okay, it wasn't a great show. I would have been ready to say that. But it was incredible. And the naysayers, the people whinging, Axel threw the mic at the end of Paradise City, and someone caught it. Because if the microphone's coming your way, and especially if you know that he's going to throw the mic at the end of Paradise City. But if you know he's going to throw the mic, if you know that if you're preempting it, then you'd kind of be ready to catch it, right? So he threw the mic, because there was this big through the PA. Duff did a couple of songs, played for 3 hours. My highlights, well, the whole show, but I always love Estranged, enjoyed Coma, Night Train, enjoyed Bad Obsession. No particular highlights really, because I liked the show as a whole. I liked everything. 25,000 people. I think it was about 25,000 people, maybe 20,000 people. I'm not entirely sure. About 20,000 people. 5 people had their phones out. 5 people in my section. No, I had it out. I had my phone. I didn't even check into Facebook. I didn't want to be really taking my phone out, and I had bad reception. I did attempt to, sort of, but then changed my mind about it. This reception wasn't the best, and everyone in my section, well, no one had their phones out. I took about 10 pictures all night, about 10 pictures all up all night. And there was a guy down over there, right, over that way. He was filming most of it on his phone. 5 people had their phones out. People tend to people tend to think back. People tend to think back and connect to, hang on to Axel's antics, his behaviour during the Use Your Illusion days, during the Use Your Illusion tour, and how he was back then. And some of that was very bad, some of it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And they tend to hang on to it. They tend to hang on to it. And but mostly, what it is mostly with all the comments, and this is mainly for the YouTube comments, but for numerous live Guns N' Roses clips from this recent tour, is that people that they think back to the Use Your Illusion days, and it's Axel did, but this is for the whole band. I mean, Slash talked about it as well. They didn't have the best. Sometimes they didn't have the best work etiquette when they were on tour. Back in the Use Your Illusion days, they were a lot younger back then. Things are quite different now. Things are very different now, and very different now. And Rocket Queen was a highlight. Loved Rocket Queen. That was a big highlight, and so was Brownstone. And yeah, people think back to the Use Your Illusion days. They hang on to it. They get a gripe about it. They carry on about it. Even to this day, they carry on about it. On the tours during the last few years, there hasn't been any anti-behaviour. Axel's been on time. Okay, Duff said, I think it was Axel. Duff said in an interview. Duff said medication helps, and in an interview from maybe 10 to 15, I don't know exactly when it was, but time period, somewhere in the zeros, Axel said medication helped greatly. And yeah, so it's also, it's many years later, and Axel's been the last few tours now, for the last few tours now, Axel's been on time. Okay, so that was everything. Where the film cut out, very good, yes. So the concert was incredible, and it rained heavily. And it goes when the camera shuts down on me, it just means that I've got to figure out what I was saying for the last 40 seconds before that. At the end of the show, Sydney Bus Company, Transport Company, get your act together. You're appalling. You're useless. There should have been about 5 different buses waiting for everyone as soon as the gig finished, but there wasn't, because the person who was the traffic detailer, the guy, he said, "Oh, look, the buses are here, they're stuck in traffic, they can't get it." He was like, "Well, why didn't they pre-prepare this? Why isn't there like 5 buses just waiting for everyone?" Now it was raining heavily, and when you're in tight jeans, and it's not fun to be walking around. So for 15 minutes we were waiting for a bus. That didn't happen, but there was a few people going over to Olympic Park train station. So what happened was, Mum, Michelle and myself, we walked over to the train station. Okay, we walked over there in the rain. I'm telling you, walking in jeans in the rain is unpleasant. But I just let's do it. We walked to Olympic Park train station. We got the train back to Strathfield, and then back to Burwood. Retrieved the car, and actually there was a couple of fans who got off the train at Burwood who were staying in a hotel, so we gave them a lift up the road, and then got Mum home. And I tell you what though, I was in this daze. I was just floating. I was in this daze. I was processing it. And when I went to sleep at night, I heard Use Your Illusion 1, because I was like, I gotta hear GNR, I gotta hear GNR. And I heard Use Your Illusion 1. I'm in a total daze. I'm thinking about GNR, processing. I'm like, Slash, these Texas days, I'm not fanatical anymore. But my eclectic taste in music helped me through that. I still love GNR. Yeah, it's sentimental. And Axel's first solo album should have come out in 1999. And he probably should have followed that up. This is the way it could have gone. He should have followed that up in 2002 with another one, because he had all those songs in the vault. So, great concert, great gig. Yes. So that's Guns N' Roses experience from the 27th of 4th to 27th of November 2022. Today's date is the 16th of December 2022, and that's my Guns N' Roses experience. Okay.